What's the biggest bullet you've ever dodged? I was 22, completely broke, and my car had just died on the highway. Towing fee alone wiped out my last $200. I was sitting in my studio apartment eating cereal for dinner when my coworker Jake texted me about this opportunity. His cousin had made $5,000 in 1 week doing some kind of medical study at a private clinic. Said it was the easiest money he'd ever made. Just sleep and take some pills while doctors monitored him. I was desperate. Rent was due in 3 days. My credit cards were maxed, and I'd already borrowed money from my sister twice. This seemed like a miracle. Jake gave me this business card, fancy logo, professional website, Wellness Research Institute for Advanced Sleep Studies. Everything looked legitimate. Clean, modern design, testimonials from participants, even published research papers. The recruiter who called me sounded completely professional. Said they were testing a revolutionary new supplement that could optimize sleep patterns and improve cognitive function. All I had to do was stay in their facility for 7 days, take the pills as scheduled, and let them monitor my sleep cycles. We pay well because we need healthy young men with no medical history, she explained. The data has to be pristine for FDA approval. My sister thought it sounded sketchy when I told her. Why would they pay $5,000 just to watch you sleep? That's more than most people make in a month. But I'd already spent the money in my head. Car repairs, rent, maybe even some decent groceries. The facility looked like an expensive spa when I arrived. Marble lobby, friendly staff, and crisp white uniforms, rooms that were nicer than most hotels. My room had a king bed, flat screen TV, mini fridge stocked with snacks. They did a thorough medical exam first. Blood pressure, heart rate, drew some blood for baseline measurements. Everything seemed normal and professional. The doctor even gave me his business card. For the first 3 nights, everything went exactly as promised. I took the blue pill they gave me each evening, slept like a baby, woke up refreshed. The money was going to change my life. But on day 4, something felt wrong. I woke up groggy and confused. Couldn't remember actually going to bed the night before. There were these tiny red marks on both my arms that definitely weren't there when I fell asleep. When I asked the nurse about them, she smiled and said they were from monitoring equipment, sensors they attached while I slept to track my vitals. Made sense, I guess, but something in her eyes felt off. That 4th night, I decided to test something. Instead of swallowing the pill, I hid it under my tongue and pretended to sleep. After about an hour, I spit it out and examined it closely. It wasn't like any supplement I'd ever seen. Weird texture, chemical smell. Around 3 a.m., I heard footsteps in the hallway. My door opened quietly. I kept my eyes barely cracked open and controlled my breathing to look unconscious. 2 nurses wheeled in this machine I'd never seen before. One of them inserted an IV into my arm, while the other connected tubes to bags hanging from the machine. I watched in horror as my blood slowly filled bag after bag, way more than any normal medical test would need. They took almost a pint before disconnecting everything and wheeling the machine away. I lay there terrified, trying to process what I'd just witnessed. The next morning, I told them I felt sick and needed to leave immediately. They tried hard to convince me to stay, offered an extra $1,000, said I was their best participant yet, but I grabbed my stuff and got out. I took the hidden pill to a pharmacy friend who had connections in a lab. What came back made my blood run cold. It wasn't a sleep supplement. It was a powerful blood thinner combined with a sedative designed to keep patients unconscious while making blood extraction as easy as possible. They were farming my blood to sell on the black market. A pint of healthy young blood sells for over $400. 7 nights, multiple extractions. They would have made thousands off me while slowly draining my health. I reported them to authorities, but by the time police arrived, the facility was empty, completely cleaned out like they'd never been there. Jake's cousin? Turns out he'd been hospitalized 2 weeks after his study for severe anemia, nearly died.